YouTube and Snapchat and Rumble and fuck, shake your tits and swing your dicks. Happy fucking Friday, baby. Give yourselves all a little feel, maybe a little pinch, and ease into your weekend with another episode of your favorite internet sensation with Libation, the Friday Wrap-Up. Before we get today's show kicked off, I want to tip my hat to today's Libation. I know I told you I was going dry for 30 days, and I kept my promise. But I also said that the only allowance I will give myself is once a week on the show, because we cannot do the show without a libation. I didn't say what kind of libation, however. I didn't say it was going to be a straight-up cocktail. I didn't say it was going to be like, a fucking trough of alcohol. Buddy of mine was teasing me the other day. He's like, when you do your show, he's like, you're going to have a fucking 55-gallon drum of Jack Daniels. Believe me, there's nothing I'd love better than to plunge my face into a fucking vat full of Jack Daniels on any day of the week. But no, I do have a libation, but it's not what you think. Tonight's libation is a beautiful espresso with a little shot of Zambuca. Salud, to drink up and be somebody. That is delightful. It's caffeinated. It's got that little licorice punches of Zambuca. Now, see, when it comes to espresso, I like espresso. Now, everybody seems to be under the fucking, delusion that espresso has got like fucking 3 times the amount of caffeine than regular coffee. That's not true. It doesn't. It's because espresso is roasted a certain way, has a very strong, pronounced flavor. It's even brewed a specific kind of way. You can't make espresso in a regular coffee machine. Actually, the best way to do espresso is actually in an espresso machine, because it has to be pressurized. But the common way, the household way, if you don't have an espresso machine. I have an espresso machine, but I didn't feel like hauling it out, so I used one of those like Belletti pots. They're actually called a mocha pot. It makes a pretty good espresso. I prefer the machine, but in a pinch, less cleanup. Here you go. I don't know why the hell I've been craving fucking espresso lately, but when I see like, when I go to like the social clubs and shit like that, and you see these fucking guys and they're drinking espresso in those little fucking tazzines and those little espresso cups. You got like fucking gorillas, my size and bigger, holding this little tiny cup. I can't even get my fucking finger through the fucking thing. I always ordered like a double espresso. Anytime I sat down with these fucking guys, they're drinking these little fucking things. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Give me a double espresso, all right? Put it in a regular fucking coffee cup that I can put my finger through, so that I don't look sitting there like, what the fuck? What are we doing over here? So I always order a double, because it fits in a fucking cup. And a lot of people will either a lot of that. Or, I like, in my espresso, I like the black Zambuca. Okay, it's a little bit more concentrated. I like licorice. A lot of people don't like licorice. My mother and I used to fight over the black jelly beans at Easter time. I love like black licorice, those black jelly beans, good and plenties, anything kind of licorice flavored. So I like the black Zambuca. If I'm gonna do like a little, like a little digerish, after a big dinner, like I want to do like an espresso shot, like my father used to like that. I'll do the clear for that, because the black's a little heavy to do it as a shot, I think. You do like the clear Zambuca with 2 coffee beans. That's it. On a Zet, it's almost the same shit. I just like the way the Zambuca tastes better. It's a little bit. It's not as syrupy sweet, I think. So, like my grandfather, he was nuts. When he would drink espresso in the morning, he'd put on a Zet in it. If he drank it at night, he'd put Zambuca. In his head, that made sense. I said, what's the fucking difference? He goes, the Anisette is a little lighter. He was also a career alky, so, So that's today's libation. So I always like a little black Zambuca. And I always put like a little lemon peel in it. Okay, because the oils from the lemon give the espresso a nice perfume. So there you go. Once again, azalud, to drink up and be somebody. Okay, so like I said, it's been 5 days dry now. 5 days dry. A lot of people didn't think I'd make it. I've been taking a lot of shit all week over this. Oh my God, what's wrong with you? Why are you doing it? Like I said, I don't like routines. You know, when you tell me that I can't do something, I'm gonna fucking prove you wrong because I'm extremely stubborn. You know, so like I said, I mean, it's just I was getting to the point where I wasn't like I enjoy drinking, obviously, but I was also getting to that point where it wasn't enjoyable as much. It was kind of like routine. It was just something to do to kill time. And I don't like that shit. So this is going to be good. But like I said, once a week, excuse me, I got a little tickle in my throat. Once a week, I'm going to do one libation right here. Nothing fucking out, nothing like, you know, crazy. Just nice, okay? If you're wondering why my finger is black, yeah. I thought I broke my knuckle this week. It turns out I didn't. I woke up this is funny because people ask, "Oh, how'd you do that? How'd you do that?" I'll tell you, I did it while I was sleeping. I'm a little bit of a violent sleeper. I've been told this. I tend to throw punches in my sleep. I'm always fighting. I've had ex-girlfriends over the years tell me that they're absolutely fucking terrified to sleep with me because something happens to me in the middle of the night. I'm very animated while I sleep. Sometimes I just mumble. I'll yell in my sleep. You know, I had one girlfriend tell me that the second she heard me speaking Italian in my sleep, she would fucking jump out of bed because the next thing, fucking your hands would start flying. Now, I don't know if it's because I spent so many years boxing or, you know, maybe because of some other extracurricular activities, but I tend to throw hands a little bit when I sleep. Okay? I mean, it's just, I've been told this over the years. I fight a lot in my sleep. I don't know. I don't fucking know. So I don't know what the hell happened from Monday night into Tuesday. So I woke up Tuesday morning. And I was like, ow, I went to move my hands. I was like, what the fuck? And my hand was like swollen. It looked like a fucking muffin. I said, what the fuck? I've broken my knuckles plenty of times. And I says, Jesus Christ, did I break my knuckles? And I'm thinking, I probably punched the fucking headboard. Like my headboard is actually padded, but the sides aren't. So I don't know if I threw a shot, hit the fucking headboard, maybe hit the fucking nightstand. I don't know. I have no idea. So at first I thought maybe I broke my knuckle, but it would have turned purple. It was just my hand was really fucking swollen, and every time I tried to make a fist, fucking hurt like hell. So I had a shovel like that. By the way, try to put a glove on this hand. Anyhow, so you know, I put a splint on it. I says, let me see what happens. I've soaked it in Epsom salts. The last couple of warm water and Epsom salt, and the swelling's gone almost completely down. It's just a little swollen around my knuckle. So it's not a broken knuckle, because like I said, my hand will be purple. I think I just jammed it or sprained it pretty bad. But it feels a lot better now, so I just figured, you know, let me keep the splint on another couple of days. That helped by immobilizing it. By Monday, it should be fine. So, yeah, if anyone's wondering why I have a robo finger, that's why. You know? Stop drinking and all of a sudden things stop breaking. So we had a fucking snow day on Tuesday, huh? First, what was it, the second snow of the year? So like I said last week, I was supposed to go to jury duty on Tuesday. So I was like, fuck, great. I'm gonna have to fucking go in the middle of a blizzard. But they canceled it. Like I called the night before. They said don't report. Check back in the morning. I got an email at like 7 o'clock that morning. That court was canceled. I got a fucking report on Valentine's Day now. I'm like, fucking great. So, you know, the snow honestly wasn't as bad as of course, you know, they always panic. It wasn't that bad. It was heavy, but it wasn't that bad. So jury duty, like I said, got pushed to fucking Valentine's Day. So I went Wednesday morning. I had a report by 8:45. it's too early for that shit. You know, like they should look. I get up early in the morning. Doesn't mean I like it. I'm not a fucking morning person. I wake up every morning the same way. My alarm clock goes off, and the sound of my alarm clock is the sound of quacking ducks because I fucking hate ducks. So, otherwise, any other sound I'm not going to hear. Because in the morning time, that's when I get like the best sleep. Okay, you know, like that's you go into like that deep REM type of sleep. It's nice. What the fuck is going on here? Okay. So you go into... So, I mean, a truck could explode next to me. I ain't going to hear it. So I set... on my phone, I put ducks. So the quacking ducks irritate. And I wake up the same way every morning. My eyes open, I go, fuck! And now I'm up. Okay? So I get up the crack of dawn on fucking Wednesday. Get myself together. I go to the courthouse. I mean, I walked in. I just walked through the door, and I knew this was going to be a fucking problem. First of all, I did wear my Donald Trump shirt. You would have thought that would have had them kick me right out, but it didn't. So I walk in. There's a security guard. Empty your fucking pockets like you're at Kennedy Airport. No problem. Here you go. Boom, boom, bang. And the guy goes, you have anything on your wrist? I went, yeah, I got my watch on. I wasn't wearing this particular watch. It was a different watch. I said, my watch. He goes, are you going to have to take that off? I went, no. Guy went, what? I said, no. Fuck, did you not understand? You have to take your watch off. I said, cuz I don't have to fucking do anything. So I ain't taking my watch off. He's like, but it's going to beep in the metal detector. I'm like, yeah, and? He goes, but it's going to set the metal detector off. I says, that sounds like a you problem. I says, if you want, I'll go through the entrance that the lawyers go through. He goes, you can't. You're not an attorney. I said, how do you know they're not fucking armed? I said, just showed you what's on my wrist. He said, well, we'll have to warn you. I'm like, yeah, go ahead. Fine, whatever. I said, he said, I understand. Why don't you want to take your watch off? I said, let me tell you something. I ain't bragging, but my watch costs more than like 2 months of your fucking salary. That's why. I said, I'm doing you a favor by being here. Ain't the other way around, pal. So I go through the fucking metal detector. There's some chick court officer. She's like, you got to put your hands up. I'm like, yeah, I know. But it's not my first rodeo. So she wands me. She gets to my belt buckle and it goes off. So she like taps. She goes, what's that? I says, it's my belt buckle. So I pull my shirt up and I show her. She says, oh, you're going to have to take your belt off. I said, why? She says, you're going to have to take your belt off so I can wand you again. I said, when you wanded me, it beeped twice, right? At my wrist, you saw the watch, which I established I'm not taking off. I says, and then it beeped again at my at my belt buckle. She's like, yeah. I says, so why do I got to take it off? You see it, right? You want to touch it? I don't give a shit. Go ahead. I said, what is this, the fucking airport? I'm not taking my belt off, lady. Not happening. She's like, what? She's, what are you doing here today? I'm like, I'm here for jury duty. I says, if you don't want me to be here, that's perfectly fine. I'll leave. I won't get offended. She says, no, I guess it's okay. Strike one. So I go sit down and sing in this big fucking room, right? I am surrounded by mutants. I'm looking around and I go, holy shit, I'm the only fully functional fucking person here. And that's terrifying in and of itself. I mean, oh my God, I would never, if my life hung in the balance of a jury of 12 of any of these fucking mouth breathers, I might as well fucking eat a bullet. There was one guy that looked like Rocky Dennis, okay, from Mask. His head was all fucking deformed. I'm like, what the fuck is this? There was another woman that looked like Danny DeVito when he played the Penguin in Batman. I swear to fucking Christ. I had to do like a double take. Like, her hairline started back here and her forehead was up. I just, oh, where am I? This is like the fucking dregs of humanity here. Then they make you watch a fucking video. First of all, the head of the jury thing comes out. I know this fucking guy was dressed all in green. He was unrelentingly irritating. And they make you watch this like 10, 15-minute video about how jury duty is your obligation and blah, blah, blah. And then they got this fucking black woman who's bald, like me bald. Like bald. Narrating the fucking thing. She's got these big hoop earrings. And she's like telling how you shouldn't like give in to stereotypes and all this other shit. You know me. That's bullshit. Stereotypes exist for a reason because there's truth in all of it. Okay? And I'm thinking to myself, I can't even concentrate. The woman's bald. You know how I feel about bald-headed women. I can't. As soon as I see a woman with no hair, that's it. I'm done. It's like seeing a mole. I can't function no more. So I'm thinking, hopefully they call me quick so I can get thrown. Because the way it works, in case you never went for jury duty, you could sit there all fucking day on standby. You don't want that because you could be there till 5 o'clock and you'll lose your fucking mind. So you want them to call you for a case. They usually take like 25, 30 people in for a case, and then they only keep 12 and they dismiss the rest. So you could be in and out of there in an hour, you could be in and out of there in a couple hours, or God forbid you get picked for a fucking trial. Sometimes you got to come back for the trial. Other times you might have to go to trial right away. Okay, and because the court was postponed for a day, that could have been a fucking dilemma. So I'm like, just call me quick. So they were putting 5 cases out that day. They called me for the second one. It was a civil trial, not a criminal one. Okay. Criminal ones, I know they're never going to keep me because I just know how to get out of those. This was civil trial, different story. You could be as racist as you want. You can make all the fucking comments that you want. It doesn't always work. So they bring us in. So they grabbed 12 people right away and put them in the fake juror's box and line them up in front of the attorneys. Thankfully, I wasn't one of them. They stick me in the back. I'm next to this There were people there with masks. Okay? I was next to this nervous little Jewish girl who had a fucking mask on and everything that covered her. She looked like a duck. And she didn't know what was I don't understand how some of these people, they can't even figure out how to rip their fucking name tag off. Like, that was a problem. Filling out the juror questionnaire is an issue. How are these people going to decide on the fate of a case? That's what I'd like to know. So they give you this jury thing to fill out, juror's questionnaire. Put your name, occupation. My occupation alone should prejudice me for any kind of a civil trial. Okay? Didn't necessarily work. But like, when you check things, it used to be, right? The one time you fill out the thing and you hand it in right away. And they look at it and right then and there they'll summarily dismiss you. These attorneys didn't do that. So I fill it out and there's like a section and you check off, have you or anyone you known or anyone that's close to you ever been convicted of a crime, accused of a crime, involved in a lawsuit? I check yes to all of it. Whatever. Boom, 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 boom. Done. So I said to the attorney, I said, do you want this? She says, oh, no. She said, just hang on to it until we call you. Now, this woman had she was from Alabama. She had a southern accent. She sounded like fucking Paula Deen. All of a sudden now I wanted like bacon and buttermilk. So there was 5 people there. I couldn't figure out who we showed. There was like 4 white people and 1 Indian man, old Indian guy. So Paula Deen hops up and she introduces herself. She's from Alabama. Her name was Ginger Busby. Don't ask me why I remember this woman's name. She looked like a basketball. But she sounded like Paula Deen. And she, it's basically, now the way it works, they just give you the particulars, what kind of a case is, it's a civil trial, this is an old lawsuit, it's been on the books for about 10 years. Paula Deen and her crew are representing the estate of this deceased millionaire real estate investor from Germany who opened up, a bunch of these holistic health clinics all throughout the world. And apparently he bought someone's house, this Indian man's house. The Indian guy was a doctor and he was representing himself. Well, as soon as I heard that, I went, oh, fuck. I actually went, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I said it out loud. And everybody looked at me. I'm like, who? Really? And I looked at the guy in front. I said, we're gonna be here all fucking day. Because this guy had no idea what he was doing. So she kind of basically gives you the layout of the game. Apparently, the German guy bought the Indian guy's house. Somehow the Indian guy got fucked. I don't know. Personally, I think the Indian guy was few cards shy of a fucking full deck. Anyhow, so she starts asking the jury. She says, I'm going to ask you some general questions. You know, if you feel compelled to answer. But basically was geared towards the 12 people that were in the box. So one of the questions was, how do you feel about a non-American citizen or non-naturalized person getting a fair deal? And I throw my hand up. I'm like, well, it depends. And she goes, what? What do you mean it depends? I said, it depends. So I says, it depends. Are they here legally? Do they have a green card? Are they paying taxes? I says, because if the answer, are they on a legitimate work visa? I says, if the answer to any of these questions is no, then they should not be entitled to any kind of courtesy or anything through the United States court system. They should just be immediately fucking deported. I do honestly believe that, but you would have thought at that point they would have said, thank you, sir, have a nice day. No. So I'm sitting there, just going through all the questions. You know, there are people that can't speak any English. English is a second language. They can't function. You would think these people got dismissed. No. The nervous little Jewish girl next to me, she asked me, so what do you do? So I told her what I did. She goes, oh, I'm a nurse. I says, and you're wearing a mask? I says, how's that working out for you? So, you know, they said, does anybody have an issue? She says, oh, I have back problems. So how do they let go? I'm like, why didn't I fucking think of that? Anyhow, so this fucking Indian guy kept interrupting the attorneys when they were going through the questions because he wanted to correct things. No, that is not right. She's like, sir, please, you can make any suggestions or corrections after the fact. Just let me just get to... He kept interrupting her. He didn't understand how the process works. He didn't know how to voir a jury. It's an actual legal term. Watching my cousin Vinny. This motherfucker jumps up and he wanted to skip the whole voir dire. He wanted to skip all the preliminaries and go straight to the fucking trial right then and there. Okay? I'm like, holy shit, we're going to be here all fucking day. So, I mean, we were there for like a couple of hours. So, they whittled it down. They get it to the 12th. No one bothered me yet. And I'm thinking, all right, fine. Because every time they got the jury said this guy had a fucking question, a problem, they had to go outside. First, he wanted to get rid of all the women on the jury. That was his first problem. And they were like, you can't do that. Because these old Indian guys, they were a little sexist. I know, shocking. So he wanted no women on the jury. They said, you can't, that's not a reason. You got to go by what's over on the questionnaire. So then finally, they got rid of two people, and they called me and this other guy. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. So the guy that was sitting next to me goes, nice t-shirt. I'm like, yeah, thanks. I thought it would get me fucking thrown out of here, but apparently it didn't. So they sit us down. So now the Indian guy take my juror questionnaire. So I guess the Indian guy's looking at it. They go outside, looking at it. So the female attorney calls me outside. Now I'm aggravated because the whole time I'm making fucking comments and nothing is working. And I'm not quiet. And this guy was pissing me off. So, because I just couldn't understand how this fucking guy is stupid enough. He's a doctor, medical doctor, but how are you this dumb to represent yourself? 10 years? So anyhow, I go outside and the attorney, who was a very nice lady, I have to say. And even this fucking Indian guy, he was a dick. Because he made a comment to her at some point. She's like, you say that to me one more time. She's like, we're going to have a problem with the court. I'm going to go right to the court. We're going to have a problem. She was an asshole. I don't like her. So they called me outside. And she goes, well, sir, she goes, there was something that Dr. whatever the fuck had a question about that you put out. I said, yeah, go ahead. What's the question? She says, well, where it says, have you or anyone close to you ever been convicted of a crime? You checked yes. I said, yeah. She says, you want to tell us about it? I says, lady, I have a vowel at the end of my name. I says, if you don't think I don't know somebody that's been convicted of a crime, I says, you've been living under a rock. I said, what crime do you want to talk about? Pick one. Murder, racketeering, extortion, fraud, pick assault and battery. Pick a crime. Which one do you want to talk about tonight? And she's like, oh God. I'm like, so then the guy looks and goes, no, I don't get it about that. He goes, I don't have a problem. She says, but sir, she's like, doctor, you just called them out because you didn't like that. Now you have a problem. No, that's okay. He goes, but you have a very strong, he's looking at my shirt. You have a very strong political opinion. He says, yeah, why? Are you one of those retards that voted for Biden? I said to the other guy, I said, look, this guy's a fucking idiot. And I wasn't quite, because now I'm aggravated. I've been sitting there all fucking morning. You know, it's afternoon. I'm tired now. I said, this guy's a fucking idiot. I says, if you think that I could be impartial, I says, it's not going to happen. I says, he's a fucking moron. I said, if anything, because he's so stupid and decided to represent himself, I'm going to hang the jury. I said, otherwise, I'm just going to side with you because I just don't like this fucking guy. I said, and you knowing that now, prejudice is the case, makes it a fucking mistrial. So you tell me what you want to do, okay? I says, I won't be offended. So I turned around, walked inside, and sat down. Now, everybody heard me, and they were all looking at me like, oh my God, this guy's out of his fucking mind. 3 minutes later, like, sir, it's okay. You can step down. We're going to replace you with this guy. And that was it. And everybody went home. So I called the guy a fucking idiot, and they sent me home. There you go. Always be yourself. That's my advice. What else this week? Oh, I discovered 2 new shows. One is called Big Little Brawlers. It's about midget wrestlers. It's like a reality show. I believe it's on Discovery and HBO Max. I haven't had a chance to watch it this week, but believe me, it's on my to-do list. Another show that I just recently started watching called Loudermilk. I was told that the main character, and it's not a new show. It's just been around, I think, since 2020. It's on Netflix. I was told that the lead character in the show is an asshole just like me. So naturally, I was intrigued. This is actually how I started watching Yellowstone. So I watched it, and I'll say this. We share a lot of the same insights, and we share a palette of this just disgust of the human race. We just don't like people. Like, I can tell the guys, he's not a people person, they don't like people, and it's pretty evident. I'm the same way. Would I call him an asshole? No. Intuitive, yes. But it is a funny show. You should watch it. It's hilarious. Okay, kids. Subway surfing, Taylorless parades, and shopping trips. Buckle up. This is going to be one hell of a show, baby. Oh, my God, the persecution of Trump. So, we had 2 big things this week. We had the Fannie Willis hearing, okay? Which, oh, my God. This woman was she's out of her fucking mind. Just clearly an unhinged woman. This is clearly a perfect example of how DEI does not work. She got this job only because, she got elected only because she's a black woman. She doesn't know shit about shit. She had no idea that giving somebody a contract makes them an employee. So she didn't think it'd be a problem to go fuck one of her employees, who's also the prosecutor on the fucking Donald Trump case, because he's a special prosecutor. She said, well, I didn't hire him, I gave him a contract. Attorney was like, that's the same thing that automatically makes him an employee. She said, well, I didn't know that. That's like insurance school. That's like law school 101. How do you not know that? You're the fucking DA of Georgia? Give me a fucking break, lady. She's a sloppy looking bitch, too. Like, the guy that's fucking, he's like, I'm just hitting that, so I was getting paid to. Shit, I was getting $200,000. I'll punch that pussy. Because she's just look at her. She just looks like she's melting. First of all, I think she had her dress on backwards. And it looks like she had jizz in her hair. She was very combative, very just disrespectful. And the judge is a pussy. He allowed it to happen. I don't know how this is going to go. And then in other news today, that liberal piece of shit Judge Engeron made a ruling. This shouldn't be a surprise because on day one, before, he said he thought Trump was guilty. They were just going through the motions. This whole trial was a sham. But anyway, he banned Trump and his sons from conducting business and serving as the director of a New York business for 3 years, and ordered him to pay over $350 million in compensation back to the state, which is completely illegal. Unprecedented and illegal. It's a fucking sham. First of all, they did nothing wrong. They were accused of committing fraud by overinflating the value of their properties, but yet they couldn't give any evidence. Even the banks testified in favor of Trump, like, no, we We didn't have a problem with the values that he put on his properties. We issued the loan based on that. They have the option of doing an internal audit, which they didn't do. They didn't underwrite it. Or they underwrote it and they found it was fine. Banks got paid back with all their interest, never missed a loan payment. No harm, no foul. Nobody was defrauded. There was zero crime, no wrongdoing, no victim. How do you award $350 million? What's your basis on that? It's just completely politically motivated. Two, how do you have a fucking trial without a jury? Now, granted, I just gave you plenty of examples why juries are not exactly the sharpest knives in the drawer, but nonetheless, there's a whole judicial process. And this completely goes against the entire fucking judicial process. Now, this will get reversed on an appeal, at least part of it. Because Trump is not going to get a fair shake in any fucking New York Supreme Court. So, as far as the $350 million goes, I'm sure that could get overturned because there's no basis for it. It's all conjecture. As far as them not being able to serve as a director of their own company for 3 years, and even the boy, Donald Jr. and Eric Trump were each ordered to pay $4 million each. Meanwhile, why? They wanted to keep like a court-appointed monitor on the company. All they need to do is get this $350 million wiped out. My advice is you take the whole fucking company and move it to Florida. They didn't say you can't own property in New York. They just said you can't be a director or an officer of a New York-based company. And they said you're banned for 3 years from obtaining a loan from any New York-based bank or financial institution. Fine, fuck you. You can go foreign, you can go overseas. So the judge knew this is a bullshit case. But he still did what he did. Now, this, like I said, on an appeal, Trump should be able to get the $350 million knocked out. These other bullshit things, I would just move the whole fucking company right out of New York. Our final goal, and it's this judge and Letitia James's fault for putting all these New York employees out of work now. Good. Let the fucking unemployment rates in New York go up. I'll make more money. Okay? This judge and this McGilla gorilla, Letitia James, okay, should hold hands and go walk into the woods and find themselves two thick, knobby branches and then violently fuck themselves in the ass until they shit themselves to death. That's what they should do. Okay? Seriously. Fucking assholes. All right, kids. On another Biden blunder. Well, Joe Biden was recently interviewed. And he was asked about his thoughts on a particular show. And here's what he said.
What am I supposed to say? Oh, yeah, I hate the Friday wrap-up. It sucks balls. That's guy, what's his name, Bob, Tommy, that's right. That guy George is a fucking jerk. Oops, I think I soiled myself. Can somebody please change me and bring me some goddamn ice cream?
How about that? You see, the Friday wrap-up definitely gets around, kids. No joke about that. On Black and White. Hey, baby, what we're going to do this week? Oh, Pops, you're going to love this week's episode of Black and White. Yeah, I've been looking forward to this shit all week. You know what I mean? I've been getting a lot of good feedback from the brothers and shit about this whole segment and my 5 minutes of fame, baby. I'm a handsome motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Take it easy. All right, so this week's episode of Black and White, we're going to talk about shopping malls. Shopping malls? What do you mean shopping malls? You know, the different ways people shop. You know how black people go to the mall, white people go to the mall, shit like that. Oh, yeah, baby, that's right. This week on Black and White, bitches, we gonna talk about me motherfuckers in the shopping mall. Yeah.
On Black and White, we're going to discuss shopping at the mall. Some of you might be surprised by this. Negroes and Caucasians do not shop the same way. Just take a look at this.
I'm gonna go viral a little bit. Can I record this, son?
Let me go. You're doing all that wrong news. I'll spit on you too, bitch. And I'm gonna drop your president. Bitch, no, fuck you. Oh! What's up? Drop, bitch. You should drop, bitch. Drop, bitch. Drop, bitch. Y'all fuck. Oh!
My nigga just got out the joint. He over here just trying to hustle his shorty for new threads, you feel me? Then this bullshit breaks out, bitches be acting like they in the motherfucking Congo for shizzle.
Bitch, that's what you ain't gonna do. Get the fuck out my son.
Hey, follow me on Twitter. They tripping.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? God, what's wrong with you? You can't act so.
I swear to God, bro, oh God.
You just see her read over that baby. What's wrong with you? I'm gonna steal it.
Going to jail now.
That's why you got meat in your shit, bitch. That's why you got meat in your shit, bitch. Your nigga hit me, bitch.
I got you.
You and Iz'll be snatching our phones like a hungry orangutan on a banana tree. Come on now, be easy breezy and how the police don't shoot this motherfucker. Chill the fuck out, my homie.
Now take a look at this uneducated hoe.
Get your children. Get your children. Get your children. Get your children.
Try him if you want.
You better get up.
Try him if you want.
Back. You better back it up. You better back it. Back it up. You better. You better back.
Take a look at how the Caucasians function in a shopping mall or retail store.
Yo, homegirl definitely ain't right in the head. What kind of
Now,
trees is she
sometimes
smoking?
the Caucasians like to be disruptive.
You want it? What you gonna do? Come on. Come on. What you want to do? You want it?
Oh, really? There's kids all around here.
Uncle Roxy attacked her.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Daddy, don't do that. You attacked her.
Y'all knock it off. The kid's sitting there upset. Get the off of her right now.
Johnny, punch her in her face. Johnny, punch her in her face. Come on, man. Punch her in her
Hungry.
What? Come on, what?
This is white trash at its finest. He's punching her.
What? How the hell you get Snoop Dogg and Morgan Freeman to be on the black and white segment? I can't divulge my secrets, Pop. Boy, you know what? You impressive. That motherfucking impressive. How you get these two? You know that Morgan Freeman man? He can just speak the phone book. That cat's smooth. He is smooth, motherfucker. I mean, you know, Snoop Dogg, yeah, but I think he's a little stoned in the head. Yeah, that's right, baby. What you said. Yeah. Anyway, but you know what? I have an observation, Pops. You observe a lot of shit, boy. Yeah, I do. But I notice that when black people, they had those women and that one guy got into that scrap and sneaker store, that they destroyed everything. You know, they just think, I mean, one end of the store to the next, they just fucking destroyed the whole store. The kids on the floor, they trampled their own child 100 times. You know, but yet when the whites decided to fight, nothing got broken. Nobody's clothes fell off. Nobody's hair came out. You know, I mean, with the exception of one girl that was in flip-flops, her flip-flops popped off. But, you know, other than that, you know, they didn't destroy anything. They took it down a little side thing. They wrestled each other a little bit. That's it, you know what I mean? Yeah. My favorite was, yeah, these black motherfuckers are rambunctious and shit. But my favorite was how the blonde was in one of them crippled scooters. Yeah, I saw that shit. Yeah, she was in one of the crippled scooters, and all of a sudden she popped up fast. Yeah, that bitch popped up quick. See what she was doing, boy? She was conserving energy. You know, in case some shit went down, that bitch hopped up quick. My ass is crippled. She ain't crippled. That's true. So, you know, until next week, Pops. That's right. I can't wait to see what your crazy ass comes up with next week. That's it, baby. Okay, kids, get your tickets out. We're about to hop onto that maniacal, magical express with the man and fuckery. The crazy train's about to leave the station. Oh, but woo-hoo! First stop, New York City. More specifically, the Bronx. So, the other day, the subway surfers were having sex on the 7 train. So the 7 train's coming through the Bronx because it's elevated. And if you look up, you see the picture. If you look up, there's 2 people having sex on top of the train. They were subway surfing and they decided to, you know, get a little frisky. Now, bear in mind, these are 2 homosexuals, okay? They just decided to, you know, pop one in the can. Talk about running a train, right? This is what you call a Bronx inbound, okay? Choo-choo! Oh my God, I think I'm dying of tuberculosis. Okay, next stop, Kansas City. So, Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl. Big fucking surprise. More on that later. So they had the Super Bowl victory parade right in Kansas City. They asked Taylor Swift to not come. And great. I mean, she did win them the fucking Super Bowl. They were concerned about crowd issues and shit like that. But there were issues anyway. There was a shooting, okay? And no, these were not disgruntled Taylor Swift fans. Take a look. These definitely do not look like Taylor Swift fans. So, you know, fucking parade, and everybody's having a nice time, and everybody's celebrating Kansas City win, blah, blah, blah. And then these fucking savages have to just start shooting at each other because, I don't know, their fucking brains don't work right. I don't understand what's wrong with these people. Why they need to fuck everything. And you know something? I got to back up a second. It's not just... I know you think, oh my God, this motherfucker racist. He just hate black people. I don't. I hate everyone equally. I don't hate black. But, you know, and I know a lot of black people that are like cool, like hardworking people. They don't fuck around like this. They you know, they behave themselves no different than any of us. You know, they actually function properly. It's these fucking ghetto ass motherfuckers. And I'm sorry, but that is the majority. Okay, it is. Okay, I'm not going to sugarcoat that part. I mean, I'd say it's everybody, but it's a good fucking percentage. Like, I mean, just behave. Act fucking normal. I don't see why it's so hard. If I don't go on a fucking shooting spree on a regular basis, I don't see why anyone else has the hard time of, you know, dialing it in. But anyway, speaking of the Super Bowl, your sports update. So, I had this fucking pegged. Now, I told you last week I said it's going to be a 3-point game either way. I couldn't really handicap this fucking thing. It was driving me nuts. I called in my bet an hour before the game. Because Friday night, I found out that Taylor Swift had already flown back from Tokyo, landed in LAX. So I said, oh, she's going to go home, take a powder, get on a fucking flight in the morning. It takes an hour and a half from LA to Vegas. She'll be there for kickoff. No problem. So I called my guy. I said, look, give me Kansas City at 3. He goes, you want the points? I'm like, yeah, give me Kansas City for 3. He goes, 3 points? You sure, Tommy? I'm like, I'm telling you, KC at 3. Okay? Touchdown, 3 points. Now, there's been a lot of talk that the Super Bowl was rigged. My buddy, in the beginning of the season, called this. He said, yeah, Taylor Swift is going to win the Super Bowl. I think it was like week 2. And there's a lot of people I know that feel that the NFL is rigged. I'm not going to say I disagree. Put it to you that way. Let me give you a little fun fact here. MLB is a registered sports organization. NHL, registered sports organization. NBA, registered sports organization. Wrestling, WWE, is registered as an entertainment company, which means it's all fake. It's all phony baloney. If you think that wrestling's real, I got a good psychiatrist I can recommend you, okay? And it's perfectly legal. The NFL is not a registered sports organization. It's actually registered as an entertainment company, which means they can change the outcome of the game to suit the viewership, and it's perfectly legal. Unfortunately, people are fucking betting on this shit, but that's their problem. That's not the NFL's problem. So, I'm not saying that they rigged the Super Bowl, but I'm not saying that they didn't rig the Super Bowl. I mean, everybody could see this. I mean, there were some plays that were very questionable. And when I went back and looked at the replays, I went, yeah, I can see. I mean, you know, there's been plenty of times throughout the fucking season, you sit there and you go, what is this, ref blind? Or how does this guy fumble a football? Or like, this was a bullshit thing. But I think, you know, things are starting to come unravel. Just saying. Anyway, let's see how long Travis and Taylor let. Just this Travis Kelce, first of all, is a goddamn fucking psycho, okay? He needs to lay off the blow. This kid was fucking tweaked out of his fucking skull. First of all, he blew up on Andy Reid. Like he just went fucking psychotic on Andy. And Andy Reid just said it, but he's like shouting in his ear. I would have fucking snapped my hand and cracked his fucking windpipe. I don't give a fuck how big they are. You hit him right here in the throat, bam, down they go. I would have broken his fucking windpipe. Yell at your coach like that. That's just out of line. Out of fucking line. The NFL, if they had any real fucking balls, they'd fine him for that. But they didn't. Okay? And Andy Reid played it off. Yeah, you know, Travis is being passionate. Passionate my fucking ass. I would have cracked his fucking windpipe. Okay? A lot of people, including his brother, even got on him for it. And then this kid, like, I swear to God, he was eating 8 balls throughout the entire night. Then so take a look at this fucking shit, okay? Take a look.
Las Vegas! Viva Las Vegas! Viva! Viva Las Vegas! Hey, Elvis never had it better than that right there, let me tell you.
This just made my fucking skull hurt. First of all, this fucking announcer should get cancer in his lips to even try to compare this cranked up goon to the king. Serious? Even Taylor was like, oh, maybe I need to cut this psycho loose. Oh, I think I'm feeling a new hit song coming on. Yay. I'm over these two. Like, fuck it, give me a break, man. Okay, NHL, big game this weekend. Big game Stadium Series. Rangers and Islanders Sunday at 3 o'clock. This game is going to be played over at the Giants Stadium. It's going to be an outdoor hockey game, which is going to be fucking cool. I would love to have gotten tickets to this, but it's going to be bedlam. NBA, Nets and Timberwolves Saturday at 9 o'clock. Knicks and Celtics Saturday at 8:30. And Bulls and Pelicans Sunday at 7. Guess there's nothing on tonight. Okay, kids, on Tommy's Pub and Grub review. Well, I didn't go to any new places this week. I was a little bit busy, but I still got a review for you. So, you know, on this whole little sobriety roller coaster that I'm on, the real challenge is, can I still go out someplace? Sit down, hang out, and not drink. Now, bars have a lot more to offer than just booze. Some of them have coffee or cappuccino or whatever. You can always drink soda. But a buddy of mine, who owns a bar, by the way, pointed out something I didn't even think of. He's like, just drink non-alcoholic beer. I says, non-alcoholic beer usually just tastes like shit. Okay, the only non-alcoholic beer I've ever really tried was O'Doul's. And O'Doul's is technically not non-alcoholic, it has 1% of alcohol in it. I had a friend of mine, his father was an alky. He went sober. But this guy was drinking a case of O'Doul's a day. And my buddy's like, oh, yeah, he went sober. He's just drinking O'Doul's. I'm like, dude, O'Doul's has 1% alcohol. So he's drinking a case of them a day. So he's getting a buzz off of it. You might as well just let him drink fucking beer. He won't die of hypertension. O'Doul's is made by Budweiser. And it actually tastes worse than Budweiser, if you could even imagine that. It's like watered down piss water. It's garbage. So there's these two newer, I'm sure there's a lot more non-alcoholic beers, but I'm only familiar with two of them. There's Guinness Double Zero, which my buddy was telling me, he goes, it's like a Cascade, it's like a Guinness. That doesn't mean it tastes like Guinness. So I tried it. It looks like Guinness. It does, he was right, it does Cascade, it does head up like a Guinness. But no, it doesn't. It has a funky aftertaste to it. It just doesn't taste right. I had to power through it. I'm like, no. The other one was Heineken Double Zero. Now, I actually like Heineken. I don't love it. It's not Yingling. But it's all right. I like Heineken. But the Heineken Double Zero tastes like a tolerable version of piss water. It's not great. But it's not the worst out of the three. It's actually the better out of the three. You know, I mean, if I want to look sociable, you just put that in a pint glass and nobody really knows what the fuck you're drinking. But beer needs alcohol. I don't know why. I don't know what makes non-alcoholic beer non-alcoholic. I don't know what the fuck they do, but it doesn't taste right. You need the alcohol. So I'll have like one or two to look sociable, but I'd rather just drink a Coke. So there, that's my pub and grub review. I hope this sobriety thing makes me not boring, but, you know, so check it out if you want to try a non-alcoholic beer, which I don't recommend you do unless, like, you know, you're a recovering alky or you're trying this little dry, dirty day thing out. But whatever. Okay, kids, on What the Fuck Is That? We're going to talk about ass toys. That's right. Gay sex toys now available at CVS. So all you fruit cups rejoice. I swear to God, I thought I was going to have a fucking stroke. I go to CVS. I'm walking down one of these aisles. I was actually looking for finger splints. So I'm walking down the aisle. The first aid aisle. This is in the fucking first aid aisle. Okay? Right next to the Band-Aids. They have, take a look, they have ass toys. Just like ass buzz-bees and cock rings and like fucking just like a gay sex toy. Like they have only gay sex toys, and then they have like, you know, KY jelly and anal lube, and then condoms. I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, isn't this just delightful? Magical, right? Cards, candy, snacks, beer, first aid, aspirin, drugs, and now sex toys for your ass. CVS is truly a one-stop fucking shop. I'm going to start going to Walgreens. All right, kids, on fucking right or racist. Bear with me, we're coming to the end. Okay, data collected from the Facebook dating app, Are You Interested?, shows that black men and black women got the lowest response rates for their respective genders among all races. I guess they don't respond well to each other, okay? That's right. So actually, I guess basically the entire world is racist. So there. All right, kids, your PSA. So I mentioned Walgreens and CVS. Here's a fucking thing that I can't stand. Anytime you go to CVS or Walgreens, someone's asking you for your phone number. Oh, do you have a member discount number? Could you put your phone number? No. Why do I got to put my phone number in there? Stop it with that shit. First of all, they're tracking you. Because when you have like one of those little things, you're never getting a coupon for anything that you're buying. You got to come back and maybe you get $2 off if you spend $4,000. Why do I got to give you my number? And then you got to go through this whole fucking process just to check out. What's your phone number? No, skip it. Oh, would you like to round up and donate to fucking legless kids? No, stop it. Would you like to do? No, stop it. Just get fucking ring me up. Why do I got to sit here pushing buttons all over the fucking place? Okay? I just want to buy my finger splint and like deodorant. What? I mean, why is everything? This is why I actually rather go to like the local drugstore. I pay a little bit more money, and the hours aren't as convenient. But I don't have to do all of this bullshit. I go in, get what I need, and I leave. No one's asking me for my phone number. No one's asking me to donate to anything. No. And speaking of fucking legless kids, what is it with these fucking St. Jude commercials on at night? They should be a law. You're not allowed to air these fucking commercials after 5 o'clock. It's like 11 o'clock at night. I'm sitting there, I'm trying to watch TV, watching Kojak or something. And every fucking commercial is one of these Shriners Children's Hospital. There's some half a kid in a fucking wheelchair with little arms and just a metal leg. I don't want a teddy bear. I don't want a blanket. I don't even want to see these kids. It's disturbing. God forbid. I feel sorry for them. But Jesus Christ, it's late at night. This is why I'm getting night terrors. Oh, anyway. Stay COVID-less, kids. No mask, don't ask. Haters can kiss my ass. And remember, who loves you, babe? It's been your Friday wrap-up, and I'll see you when I see you.